students, today I am going to discuss gravitational field. So before going to discuss, let me give you a good news. जो नीट का एग्जाम को लेकर जो अनसर्टेनिटी बना हुआ था वो क्लियर हो गया. तो यस्टरडे नीट एग्जाम का जो फाइनल डेट है वो फिक्स किया गया 26 जुलाई. सो आप लोग के पास लगभग 2 मंथ एंड 20 डेज है. तो इन टाइम को सही से यूटिलाइज करो, प्रिपरेशंस करो, स्टडी में फोकस करो, सो दैट यू कैन स्कोर मैक्सिमम टू मैक्सिमम मार्क्स. और इस बार जो नीट का एग्जाम्स है 2020 हाई स्कोरिंग होने वाला है, क्योंकि इसमें लगभग टाइम स्टूडेंट्स को मिल गया, ज़्यादा मिला है. तो उस हिसाब से आपको भी जो अपना प्रिपरेशन लेवल है उसको इंक्रीज करना है, सो दैट यू कैन ऑल्सो एबल टू स्कोर हाई मार्क्स. Anyway, so let us understand about gravitational field. Suppose this earth or any other heavy objects is mass suppose m. Now if we place any object in certain region around the earth, definitely earth attracts this mass towards its center. Now what is gravitational field actually? That means it is the space around this mass, around the earth or around any other heavy objects, where another objects experience a force due to earth or any other heavy body. So that certain region is called what? Gravitational field. It may be this region, it may be this region, or any other region up to which the field exists. So that space of region around the heavy object or the earth where another object experiences a force due to earth or any other objects. Now let us understand about gravitational field lines. Gravitational field lines. So you see, this chapter is important because if we clear this chapter, then it will be helpful in electrostatic chapter. You know, electric charges and fields. Here also you get electric field lines, electric field, electric potential energy, and here in this chapter also you get gravitational field, gravitational potential, gravitational potential energy, like that. So you can just compare or use this formula in electrostatic chapter also, just by replacing mass with electric charge, like that. I will discuss later on. So let us understand about gravitational field lines. So this is suppose earth or any other heavy objects. So if we place an object here or any other point, definitely we know that it attracts this object towards its center. Similarly, suppose here same thing, attracts towards its center. Suppose here also there is a mass m0, it attracts towards the center. Here also same thing, you can use m0. So you see, these are the direction of forces. The earth attracts this mass towards the center along this line. So this line is called electric field line. Gravitational field line. This is called gravitational field line. So it is a line along which an point object experiences a force towards the center of the earth or the heavy object. These are called the gravitational field line. That means it shows the direction of gravitational force. These are the imaginary, you cannot see these lines. You just simple take the example, you take an object here and drop it. So this object definitely goes towards the center of earth along this direction. So this is the direction of what? Gravitational field line. Okay. Now let us discuss about gravitational field intensity. Gravitational field intensity. So here you see this is the earth. This is the earth or any other heavy object. Already I have discussed about the gravitational field line. This is the gravitational field line. This is the gravitational field line. Okay, now you see what is gravitational intensity. So here you see if we use certain region, say this region, here also you take the same area suppose. Now here you see this area, this region encloses only 2 field lines. Here it encloses 3 field lines. So number of lines encloses here more than compared to this. So definitely gravitational field intensity will be more here than compared to this. Similarly, if we go this, if you take this region only, you see only one, it encloses only one field line. So here the intensity is less compared to these regions. And also you know that as we come closer to the Earth's surface, the gravitational field increases. On the surface, field is more. If we go high above, it is decreases. Now let us discuss about its formula, gravitational field intensity. So this is suppose Earth. You place an object here. This is suppose point object m0, Earth, which is mass suppose m, and distance between them say r. Now what is gravitational field intensity? You know this mass experiences a force due to Earth, say F. So intensity, we denote it by E, is equal to the amount of force experienced by these point objects due to Earth per unit mass. So this is called gravitational field intensity. Gravitational force experienced by this object per unit mass of the object. So you can also define it like that. Say if we consider it is 1, so E is equal to simply F. So you can say that what is gravitational field intensity? It is a force experienced by a unit mass placed in the gravitational field of Earth or any other heavy body. So this is called gravitational field intensity. Okay, now let us derive its formula. So here, what is the formula of F? You know gravitational force G m m0 by r square. You use unit vector. This is the formula of F divided by this m0, or it will be simply Gm by r square. So this is the formula of gravitational field intensity. And if you take only magnitude, or we take the magnitude, it will be E is equal to simply Gm by r square. Now here you can make one important point. Say this is point P. Now if you remember the value of acceleration due to gravity at a particular point, what is that? You know Gm by r square. So this is simply, you can take G at point P. So this you can make this very important point, that is the value of gravitational field intensity at a point is equal to acceleration due to gravity at that point. They are exactly same. You can say that the gravitational field intensity at a point due to Earth or any other heavy body is equal to acceleration due to gravity at that point. So this point you can remember, gravitational field intensity at a point due to earth is equal to acceleration to gravity at that point. So this is all about gravitational field intensity. So here you have to remember about direction of gravitational field intensity. I already discussed about the direction, because it is nothing but the force experienced by the object due to earth. So it is the direction towards the center of the earth or center of the heavy body. So this, suppose the mass m, this is a point object, mass small m naught. So this is the direction of gravitational field intensity towards the center of earth or the heavy body. So this direction you have to remember. Okay. Now let us solve some questions from gravitational field intensity. Okay, so let me take these questions. Infinite number of masses, each of 3 kg, are placed along a straight line at a distance of 1 meter, 2 meter, 4 meter, 8 meter from a point O on the same line. If g is the gravitational constant, then magnitude of gravitational intensity at O. So what is given here? This is a line. This point, suppose O. Infinite number of masses, each of 3 kg. Each of 3 kg are placed at these points at a distance of what? 1 meter, 2 meter, 4 meter, 8 meter, up to infinity. You have to find the intensity at the point O. Now since all the masses are acting in the same line, so you can find out the total intensity at point O is sum of the intensities due to each of the masses, I1 plus I2 plus E1, E3 up to infinity. So you know the formula of intensity. It is gm by r square. So here you can use gm by r square. This distance 1 meter. So 1 square gm by, that is from here to here 2. So 2 square gm by, from here to here it is 4 square up to infinity. So you can take common gm. It will be 1 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 16 up to infinity. So you can solve. You have to take the sum of 1 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 16 up to infinity. So you know this is a GP series, because you take the ratio second term by first term, it is 1 by 4, third term by second term, it is 1 by 4. So 1 by 4 is the common ratio. So this you can find out by using the formula of sum of GP series. So here you have to remember this formula. The formula of to find out sum of GP series, A divided by 1 minus R. What is A here? A is called common ratio. Common ratio. How can you find it? It is simply second term divided by first term. So it is definitely 1 by 4. And here R is called, sorry, this is A is first term. So R is common ratio. So R is 1 by 4 and A is your first term. The first term, it is 1. So you place this value here. G, M is what? Is 3 kg. E is 1. 1 minus R is 1 by 4. You find the sum. It is 4G. So this is option D. So like that you can find out the gravitational field intensity due to a group of masses. Okay, now let us find out gravitational field due to a spherical shell or hollow sphere. So, suppose first let us find out at a point outside the shell. Suppose this is a spherical shell of mass m and radius r. We want to find the potential gravitational field intensity at a point say P at a distance r. So outside the shell, that means you can say r is greater than r. Now at this point, if you imagine a spherical surface enclosing this shell, then you can use the direct formula for gravitational field intensity. As I have already discussed, so the intensity at this point, it will be, you apply direct formula, it will be E is equal to G m by r square. So this is the field at a point outside the shell. So here you can see E proportional to 1 by r square. That means as we go away from the center at a point outside the sphere, the value of intensity decreases. Okay. Now let us find out at a point on the surface of the shell. Now we want to find the potential at a point on the surface. So here you can use the same formula. Just point is that this point now taken on the surface. So here only you have to change r is equal to r, that is on the surface, this radius. So the formula will be E equal to Gm by r square. To use the same formula, just you replace small r by capital R, because now we want to find the potential field at this point, distance r. Then at a point inside the shell, now here you see it is a spherical shell or hollow sphere. So if we consider a point inside the shell, so this is the point, and if you draw a spherical surface, it will enclose no mass, because the spherical shell, the mass is found only on the surface. Inside it is hollow, so it encloses no mass. So since it encloses no mass and the gravitational field is due to mass of the body, so you can say that the field at a point inside the shell is 0. So we have this two formula at a point outside the shell, Gm by r square, where this small r is greater than capital R, that is radius of the shell. Then at a point on the shell, that is Gm by r square, and at a point inside the shell is what? 0, because it encloses no mass. So from here you can represent it graphically in the field intensity due to a spherical shell, and this graph is very important. So variation of gravitational field intensity due to a spherical shell with distance from the center of the shell. So this graph is very important. So here you see, let us plot a graph between gravitational field intensity with distance. Now here you see we have the formula for outside, E is equal to what? Gm by r square. On the surface it is what? Gm by capital R square, and inside the surface it is what? 0. So this is suppose r equal to r, that is this is a point on the surface, so inside it is 0. On the surface value will be maximum, and outside the surface it is proportional to what? 1 by r square. So here suppose the value is maximum, on the surface r equal to r, here the value is 0, here the value is maximum, this point is on the surface maximum, that means this one Gm by r square, and outside it is decreases with r distance. So this is the graph. So here at outside E proportional to 1 by r square. So this graph is very important, you have to remember this. So it is a variation of gravitational field intensity due to spherical shell distance from the center of the shell. Okay, now let us find out gravitational field intensity due to a solid sphere. Gravitational field intensity due to a solid sphere. Okay, so what is the difference? Hollow sphere, the mass is residing only on the surface, inside the mass is 0. But if you consider solid sphere, three-dimensional body, here you can see throughout the sphere the mass is distributed. So here also let us first find out at a point outside the sphere. Outside the sphere. So this suppose the sphere. Now throughout the sphere the mass is distributed. Its radius suppose capital R, mass suppose m, and we want to find the intensity at this point. Here also we are considering the same thing. Let us draw a spherical surface enclosing this body. So you apply simply the formula of intensity, that is Gm by r square. So here outside the sphere, so r is greater than r. So this is the value. Now you can modify this formula because now the mass is distributed throughout the sphere. So you can change this mass as volume density. Volume is 4 by 3 pi r cube into density. Rho is density. So E will be simply 4 by 3 pi g rho r cube by r square. So this is the intensity at a point outside the sphere. Here the value, these smaller changes as you go outside the sphere. G, rho, r, all are constants. Now let us take at a point on the surface of the sphere. On the surface of the sphere. So now this is the point on the surface. So what will change? You can use the same formula, just you replace small r by capital R. So here r is equal to r. So you can use the same formula here. So E will be what? 4 by 3 pi g rho r cube by, here in place of small r square you use capital R square. So this will be 4 by 3 pi g rho r. So this is the value of field intensity at a point outside the at a point on the surface of the sphere. Now let us find out field intensity at a point inside the sphere. So just remember this formula. This is for outside, this is on the surface. Now let us find out potential at a point inside the sphere. Intensity at a point inside the sphere. Inside the sphere. So here you see this is radius r. Let us take a point here, smaller. So you have to find out intensity due to this part of mass. So you see, density is distributed uniformly throughout. So you can say, you can use the same formula because density of the sphere is same if you consider the whole sphere or a part of the sphere. So you can use the same formula, just to replace this capital R by small r, because now we want to find the intensity at this point. So here small r is less than capital R because the point is inside the sphere. So you can use same formula just by replacing here r capital R by small r. So from this equation you can see E will be 4 by 3 pi g rho, it will be smaller. So this is the formula. Okay, so here you see at a point inside the sphere r is proportional to what? R. So you see directly proportional. Okay, now if we take the point at the center of the sphere, if you consider the point at the center, then r will be 0, and if r 0, you see this formula, E will be 0. So you can say that the value of intensity is 0 at a point inside the sphere. At a point inside the sphere, E proportional to r directly, and outside the sphere we have seen proportional to 1 by r square. So this is the field intensity to a solid sphere. So here also you can see the variations of field intensity with distance. So this graph also very important. Like spherical shell, you have to remember the graph variations of field due to solid sphere also. So variation of field intensity due to a solid sphere with distance from the center of the sphere. So let us draw a graph between field intensity with distance. So here you see the formulas I have already given you, that at a point outside the sphere, E proportional to 1 by r square. At a point on the sphere, it will be maximum, that is 4 by 3 pi g rho r, already I have given you. This value is maximum, and at a point inside the sphere, this is 4 by 3 pi g rho r. So here it's proportional to smaller, and at the center it will be 0. To the center the value is 0. Now you see inside E proportional to r, so it will be straight line. So here E proportional to r. So this is suppose the surface, r equal to r, so it will be maximum here, E is maximum, and at a point outside you see E proportional to 1 by r square, so it will be curve. Outside E proportional to 1 by r square. So these are variations of intensity to a solid sphere. So you see the difference. For spherical shell, only these portions, because inside it is 0, and for solid sphere, this is the complete graph. So you have to see the variations of intensity due to both hollow sphere and solid sphere. Okay, now let us discuss about potential energy. Now for any system we know what is potential energy. The amount of work done always stored as potential energy. Now here what is the amount of work done? Suppose this is earth or any heavy body. Radius is r, mass is m. Now suppose we want to bring a point mass m naught from infinity. Now what is the meaning of infinity? Infinity means what? We want to bring this mass outside there, from outside the gravitational field of earth. We know that for a certain body, it is a certain area of space where another body experiences a force due to that. That region of space is called what? Gravitational field. So we want to bring an object from outside the gravitational field of earth. Suppose we want to bring it to this point, and this is suppose r. So in this case, the amount of work done in order to bring this object from infinity to this point is the potential energy. So we have to simply find out the amount of work done needed in order to bring this mass from infinity to this point, means from outside the gravitational field of earth to a point inside the gravitational field of earth. So what do we do? Here you know formula of gravitational force, the F equal to what? G m naught by r square. So since it is a variable force, as you see, it depends on what distance. So you can use the formula of work done for a gravitational for a variable force. So you know, therefore work done, it will be simply integration infinity to r. So infinity to r, you know, F dr. So this is the formula for work done due to a variable force. So here simply we use the formula of F, that is G m naught by r square dr. Now G m naught infinity to r to the power minus 2 dr. So simply integrate this G m naught, it will be r to the power minus 1 by minus 1 infinity to r, or minus G m naught 1 by r infinity to r. So you place the limit, so minus G m naught 1 by r minus 1 by infinity. So here, so W will be, it will be minus G m naught by r, because you know 1 by infinity it is 0. So this is the work done. So as I have told you, that amount of work done in bringing a body from infinity to a point inside the gravitational field of earth is the work done, is the gravitational potential energy. So this work done is simply the potential energy. So the gravitational potential energy, so it is denoted by U. So it is minus G m naught by r. This is the formula of gravitational potential energy. So you have to remember this formula. So this is also a very important formula. The potential energy, gravitational potential energy minus G m by r. So here is a potential energy is negative. So what is the significance of this negative potential energy? So negative potential energy means what? This is due to an attractive force. For attractive force, the potential energy is always what? Negative. And you know gravitational force is an attractive force. And let us say about gravitational potential. Gravitational potential. Now what is gravitational potential? So you see, it's simply the same concept here. So here we are bringing a point object mass m naught. If this mass is unit mass, say 1, then that amount of work done is called gravitational potential. Or simply you can say gravitational potential is equal to the work done per unit mass. Or simply you can say that potential energy per unit mass. That is the amount of work done in bringing a body from infinity to a point in the gravitational field of Earth per unit mass. That is what gravitational potential. Or simply you can say that the gravitational potential energy per unit mass is called gravitational potential. So, what is the formula? You put the formula for U minus Gm m naught by R divided by m naught. So, V will be minus Gm by R. So, this is the formula for gravitational potential minus Gm by R. Do you remember this? You know the difference between energy and potential? Energy is the total work done and potential is the work done per unit mass or potential energy per unit mass. You see the difference in formula? For potential energy minus Gm m naught by R, for potential minus Gm by R. So we learn about potential energy and potential. Okay, now let us find the relation between gravitational field intensity and potential. So you know I have already discussed in the first part of this chapter, that is gravitational force is a conservative force, and we have a relation between conservative force and potential energy, and the relation is what? F equal to minus du by dr. That is a conservative force is equal to negative gradient of potential energy. So now what do? You divide both sides by mass. So d of dr u by m. So as I have given you today that force per unit mass is the gravitational field intensity and potential energy per unit mass is the gravitational potential. So this is the relation. This is the important relation. E is equal to minus dv by dr. That is, you can say that gravitational field intensity is equal to negative gradient of gravitational potential. So this is the relation. E is equal to minus dv by dr. This you have to remember. Now you know E, the field intensity is a vector quantity. So you can write this formula in terms of component also. So in terms of components, you can write Ex minus dv by dx, Ey minus dv by dy, and Ez minus dv by dz. So this is a component of field intensity. That is x component minus dv by dx, y component minus dv by dy, z component minus dv by dz. So this also you can write in terms of vector form also. In vector form, you can write E is equal to Exik plus Eyjk plus Ezkk. So after finding its components by differentiating gravitational potential, you can find out the resultant electric field in terms of its component is in vector form, or you can find the magnitude. It will be E, you know that to find the magnitude, that is Ex square plus Ey square plus Ez square. So this is the formula. The main formula is what? Electric field, gravitational field intensity is negative gradient of gravitational potential, that is minus dv by dr. And in terms of component, you can write Ex minus dv by dx, Ey minus dv by dy, and Ez minus dv by dz. After finding that, you can find out total resultant electric field, that is in vector form, and from there you can find out its magnitude. So this is the relation between gravitational field and potential. Okay, so when you solve questions from this part, then it will be more clear to you. Okay, now let us find out gravitational potential ड्यू टू स्फेरिकल शेल और होलोस्फीयर. जैसे हम लोग इंटेंसिटी फाइंड आउट किया था स्फेरिकल शेल या सॉलिड स्फीयर के लिए, तो पोटेंशियल भी हम लोग यहां से फाइंड आउट कर सकते हैं. ग्रेविटेशनल पोटेंशियल ड्यू टू a spherical shell or holosphere. This is also very important for you. Holosphere. Okay, so here also we'll find at a point outside the shell. So this suppose a spherical shell. First we find out this point P से outside the shell. It is radius r, so its mass is m. So here it is r is greater than r. So you can use the formula directly. So what will be its value? V is, I have already given you, minus gm by r. So is the value of potential at a point outside the shell here. We enclose this sphere. Then you find out at a point on the surface. Here also you can use the same concept. That is, if we consider the point on the surface here, what you have to use? You have to consider the distance r as capital R. That is, we are considering a point on the surface. So here you can use the same formula that by replacing small r by capital R. So here V will be minus gm by capital R. Then let us find out at a point inside the shell. So let us find our potential at this point inside the shell. Radius is smaller. Now you see, we know that the intensity at a point inside the shell is 0 for a spherical. Already I have discussed. So we use this formula. We know that the field intensity at a point inside the shell is 0. Now what is the relation between intensity and field? Already I have derived it. That is minus dV by dr is equal to 0. Or dV is equal to 0, or you can say V equal to constant. So constant means what? You can say that the gravitational potential at a point inside the shell is constant. Constant means what? Its value is equal to the value on the surface. It is minus gm by r. So you know this is a very important point. You remember this. That is, you can say that the gravitational field intensity at a point inside the shell always remains constant and its value is equal to the value on its surface. So this is a very important point. Remember that if you are asked to find the potential at a point inside the shell, you have to use the formula potential at a point on the surface of the shell. What is the value on the surface? It is exactly same at a point inside the surface. Okay. Okay, so let us now list the formulas and the important points of today's discussion. The first point, the first formula is the gravitational field intensity that I have given you. That is E is equal to what? Gm by r square, and that is equal to what? Acceleration due to gravity at that point. So we remember this. Then I have discussed about gravitational field intensity due to hollow sphere or spherical shell, and I have given the formula outside the shell Gm by r square, on the surface of the shell Gm by capital R square, and inside the shell field is 0. So this is for spherical shell or hollow sphere. Then I discuss about intensity due to solid sphere outside. It is Gm by r square, or in terms of density I have given you 4 by 3 pi g rho r cube by r square, and on the surface I have given you that will be Gm by capital R square, or you can write 4 by 3 pi g rho r, and inside it is 4 by 3 pi g rho smaller. This is for solid sphere. Then I have discussed about gravitational potential energy. The formula is minus Gmm by r. Then I have discussed about gravitational potential, and the formula is minus Gm by smaller. Or this also you can write potential energy per unit mass. Then another formula I have given you, relation between field and potential, that is E is equal to minus dV by dr. Then potential due to spherical shell, that is B outside minus Gm by r, V on the surface minus Gm by r, and potential inside is also, this is constant, and this value also minus Gm by r. So this is for spherical shell. And the point is, the main important point is, remember that the gravitational potential due to a spherical shell always remains constant, and its value is equal to the value on its surface. Okay, so these are the main important formula and points about today's discussions. Now let us solve some questions from today's discussions. Let's take one question. Infinite number of bodies, each of mass 2 kg, are situated on x-axis at distances 1 meter, 2 meter, 4 meter, 8 meter respectively from the origin. The resulting gravitational potential due to this system at the origin will be. So you see, these questions came in 2013. So you have to find the result total potential at origin. So here what is given, infinite number of masses each of 2 kg are situated 2 kg, 2 kg, 2 kg up to infinity is the origin, and distances are given 1 meter, 2 meter, 4 meter up to infinity. You have to find the potential at this point. You know the potential is scalar quantity, so total potential at this point will be sum of the potential due to all other masses. So you can say simply V is equal to what? Minus V1 plus V2 plus V3 up to infinity. Now simply use the formula of potential. I have already given you minus Gm by R. So for this mass distance is 1, then minus Gm by R. R means for this mass it is 2 minus Gm by R. So for this mass distance is 4, like that up to infinity. So here you can take common minus Gm. So it will be 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4 up to infinity. So here it is G, mass is given, that is 2 kg. Now already I have given you that this is a GP series. If you take the ratio second divided by first, third divided by second, the ratio is on 1 by 2. So for GP series I already given you formula earlier. The sum of GP series is given by A divided by 1 minus R. This is the formula. What is A here? A is the first term. The first term is 1 here, and R is the common ratio, and it is you can divide second divided by first, so it is 1 by 2. So you can use this formula here, A divided by 1 minus R. So it is minus 2G, first term 1, 1 minus 1 by 2. So it will be what? Minus 2G. So this will be simply 1 by half, or it will be minus 4G. The answer is what? Is option 3. So this is the formula from potential. In fact, formula is very direct formula, but here you have to know the sum of GP series. Otherwise, this is very simple formula. We move to the next question. A body of mass m is taken from the earth's surface to the height equal to twice the radius r of the earth. The change in potential energy of the body will be. So it is direct questions, and you see it came in 2013 NEET. Now what is given? A body is taken from the surface to a point twice the radius of the earth from the surface. So you have to find the change in potential energy. So direct question. Change of potential energy, it will simply final potential energy minus initial potential energy. The final energy is the formula of potential energy. I have already given you minus Gmm by R. R means what? Distance always taken from center. So it is R plus 2R, 3R. And initial, it is minus Gmm by R only. So it will be minus Gmm by 3R plus Gmm by R, or it will be 3 minus 1, that is 2 by 3 Gmm by R. But you see the formula, the option is given in terms of small g. So you have to convert this formula in terms of small g. How can you include small g? You know, g is equal to what? Gm by R square. So what will be the value of Gm? In place of Gm you can write Gr square. It will be 2 by 3 mgr. So this is the answer. 2 by 3 mgr. So it will be option 1. So you see, these are very simple questions. It is direct questions. You are asked to find change of potential energy. The body is taken to a distance, to a height twice r from the surface. So just you find energy, final potential energy, then initial potential, then you subtract. You see another similar type of question. You see, the work done to raise a mass m from the surface of the earth to a height h, which is equal to radius of the earth. You see, these questions came last year, 2019. So similar questions, similar type questions, exactly same procedures. तो you see, जो types of questions NEET में जो पूछा जाता है, तो लगभग similar type का होता है. Just इसमें क्या changes किया, work done पूछा है. और यहाँ पर वो क्या निकालना था, change in potential energy. You know, work done means change in potential energy. So here, what is given? Now the body is here. Suppose it is on the earth surface. Now you have to move this body at a height h equal to r. Now it is given r. Here it is 2r and it is r. You have to find the work done. And you know work done means what? Change of energy. So here also you can use the same formula final potential minus initial. Final means what? At this point it is minus gmm by r. R means what? From center it is twice r. Initial will be what? Minus gmm by r. It will be from center. So it will be minus gmm by 2r plus gmm by r, or simply gmm by 2r. Now see here, also the answer is given in terms of small g. So simple, you can replace gm by what? Gr square. So gr square m by 2r to simply half mgr. So the option is what? Option 3, 1 by 2 mgr. So you see the questions are very simple. Just you have to follow the main concept and the formulas. And mostly in NEET, questions asked which are direct formula based और concept based. तो आपको क्या करना है? थ्योरी को क्लियर करना है, कंसेप्ट क्लियर करना है, फॉर्मूला याद रखना है. तो यहाँ से मैक्सिमम से मैक्सिमम क्वेश्चन फिजिक्स में भी हम लोग सॉल्व कर सकते हैं. ओके, मूव टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Which of the following plots represents the variation of gravitational field on a particle with distance r due to a thin spherical shell? Thin spherical shell. Already I have given you the graph variations of gravitational field intensity with distance. So this is option B. Next question. At what height from the surface of Earth the gravitational potential and the value of G are? So you see the value of potential is given minus 5.4 10 to the power 7 joule per kg, and the value of G also given at that height 6 meter per second square. You have to find out the height. So you just use the formula V, you know, minus gm by r, and G, you know, gm by this is the height r square. Here r means what? R is r plus h. You have to find out this h, height. Now you divide them. So v by gh, if you divide, it will be what? Minus gm will be cancelled out, so minus r. So you put the value, v is given minus 5.4 10 to the power 7, g is given, it is 6, r means what? R plus h. So here it will be minus, one will cancel out, so it will be 0.9 10 to the power 7. Now here you use the value of r in terms of meter. In kilometer it is 6.00 kilometer. In terms of meter it will be 6.4 10 to the power 6 plus h. Or you can write 9 10 to the power 6 minus 6.4 10 to the power 6 equal to h. Or it will be 2.6 10 to the power 6. It is meter. Or simply it will be 2600 kilometer. So it is option 4. So you see questions, ये जो questions है, it's I think it came in NEET 2016. तब देखो अभी तक हमने जो क्वेश्चंस देखा है इतना डिफिकल्ट नहीं है, क्वेश्चंस इजी है, बट हम लोग को क्या करना होगा, चैप्टर्स को सही तरह से उसको रिवाइज करना है और प्रैक्टिस करना है. फॉर्मूला बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस होता है, तो जितना ज़्यादा हम लोग प्रैक्टिस करेंगे उतना क्या होगा, फॉर्मूला को हम लोग याद रख पाएंगे. ऐसा नहीं कि फॉर्मूला को जस्ट नोट करके हम लोग बाय हार्ट करने से याद होगा. दैट जितना ज़्यादा प्रैक्टिस करेंगे, ज़्यादा क्वेश्चंस करेंगे, उतना इजीली फॉर्मूला को हम लोग ग्रैस्प कर सकता है. तो अल्टीमेटली हम लोग को रिवाइज एंड प्रैक्टिस ज़्यादा करना है. ओके, नाउ मूव टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. ए पार्टिकल ऑफ मास m is situated at the center of a spherical shell of same mass and radius a. The gravitational potential at a point situated at a by 2 distance from the center will be. So it is given here, you see, this spherical shell, its mass is given m and radius is given a. Another particle is situated at the center which has the same mass as the shell. You have to find out potential at a distance a by 2. So it will be inside a by 2. You have to find out potential at this point. Say point is P. Potential at this point you have to find out. So here you see, this is shell. So this point inside the shell. So the potential at this point, total potential will be what? At this point P, suppose potential due to shell plus potential due to this mass. Of this mass. Now I have already given you a point that the potential at a point inside the shell always remains constant and its value is equal to what? The value on the surface. So the value on the surface of the shell its mass is m, radius is a, so minus gm by a. So this is the value of potential at a point on the surface of the shell. So it is minus gm by a. So this point you remember that potential at a point inside the shell always remain constant and is equal to value on the surface. And similarly you have to find out potential at this point due to this mass. Now for this mass the point is outside. So here also you can use the same formula for potential, you know, minus gm by r. R means what here? The distance from here to here, it is a by 2. So it is a by 2. So it is minus gm by a minus 2 gm by a. So this is minus 3 gm by a. So the option is minus 3 gm, option 1. तो ये जो क्वेश्चन है इट्स गिवन इन 2010. तो क्वेश्चन ज़्यादातर इजी होता है, तो जस्ट आपको क्वेश्चन को समझना है और करेक्ट फॉर्मूला को पिक करना है. ओके.